you trust yourself? Do you feel like you're able to speak and articulate the things that are important to you as a woman in leadership? A lot of times, many people do struggle with this as leaders. And in this video, I want to share with you why trusting your voice as a leader is one of the most important strategies that you can start working on today that will help you be able to move forward on your leadership journey. I'm also going to share with you what happens, why do people not trust themselves as leaders? There's oftentimes scenarios and situations that have came up that have caused them to not trust themselves and tend to be more conservative or be a little bit more quiet as a leader. So if this has ever happened to you, or you are a bit concerned about trusting yourself as a leader in terms of what you're saying, then this is a place for you. If you are watching this video, you're watching the replay. And the topic itself, I see this happen a lot more in newer leaders. So if you are new to your leadership journey or just starting out, then this is a great video for you. It's a great time for you to subscribe to the channel also. If you enjoy being able to take your leadership skills to that next level in terms of how you communicate at a higher level than your peers, then I encourage you to join us. Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification icon, and like this video if you enjoy the content. Now, I'm going to dive into everything in a few moments about trusting your voice as a leader and why it's important and why do people not do this. But I do want to mention that this is a live video. So if you're watching this right now, you are watching the replay. And there typically is a point in time where people will join the video. So just bear with me for a few moments. I do like to say hello to everyone that joins and ask them a couple of questions, and then we'll go right into the topic. So I want to start off with this particular topic that we're talking about trusting your voice as a leader. How many of you have ever felt like you just didn't trust your voice as a leader? How many? It happens. It happens to the best of us. And I want to give you some insight in terms of why this happens. Majority of the time when you are at a place where you are not trusting your voice as a leader, there are typically a lot of things that are going on. You may be new to a role, you may be starting a new project, or you may have had some experiences in the past that have caused you to feel a bit more hesitant about what you say. Now, this particular topic I'm mentioning to you came up as a vote on a LinkedIn poll that I had, and this is real life. Real life, sometimes as leaders, we just don't trust our voice. We don't trust what we're saying. We're just not sure of what to say. So depending on where you are, if you're in a major project, you're just starting out, or you are in a particular setting where you just are unsure of yourself, oftentimes, as I mentioned, you may have scenarios happen where someone has maybe caused you to doubt yourself. Perhaps you've been in a meeting or had a conversation before in the past where you noticed that someone may have said something to you in a not friendly way or publicly dismissed something that you said. These are the type of scenarios that I see a lot of people struggle with, and oftentimes women in leadership struggle with, because someone else has told them what you're saying is incorrect and wrong. And so what happens? We tend to be more reserved. We tend to be more quiet. We try not to say too much because, that time publicly that someone basically told us we were doing something incorrectly, it really placed something in our mind where we're thinking about it all the time. And it makes us not want to speak and be our authentic selves when we're in those leadership situations. So before I go into this and what you can do to start trusting your voice as a leader, I want to say hello, and welcome to all of you who have joined today. Feel free to let me know where you are joining from in this big, beautiful world today. This is a serious topic. We're talking about serious leadership growth here. So if this is something you are interested in learning how to trust your voice as a leader, then I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. I talk about leadership development, advanced level communication skills all of the time, and you will absolutely fast track your career growth and your income by subscribing to the channel. If you have any questions as it relates to trusting your voice as a leader, maybe some things that you have struggled with, then let me know in the comments below. I'm here to support you and provide you with some insight and guidance to help you on your journey. Feel free to learn from my over 20 years of experience as a C-suite executive, a manager, a director, and a public speaker, an executive coach to fast track your career. So take advantage of the time that we have together so we can help you go to that next level in your career. Okay, so let me say hello to Jeshua. Hello, welcome, welcome. Mac and Cheese, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Harper, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for the compliment, Harper. I appreciate that. So let me know where you all are joining from in this big, beautiful world today. And let me know where you're joining from. And then we're going to go right into about trusting your voice. And if you have any questions, let me know. So for those of you who just joined, we talked about trusting your voice and why this is a struggle. Sometimes what happens is you may be in a new leadership role where you are not sure of what to say, maybe how to say it, or perhaps you've had a situation come up in the past where someone has, I say, publicly shamed you or said they dismissed what you had to say or told you did something incorrectly, and you may just feel a bit more hesitant, like you just don't trust yourself. You just don't trust what you're saying in terms of being able to speak about whatever the topic is. So we want to work in a way to where you prevent yourself from feeling this way. And I want to share with you one strategy that I found that helps quite a bit when you're trying to start trusting your voice as a leader. But I want to say hello, Harper. Harper is from Kentucky, USA. Hello, welcome, welcome. Yes, tomorrow is 4th of July. All right. So we have Cool Kid Cole. Welcome, welcome. Glad you're here today. If y'all have any questions as it relates to trusting your voice as a leader and really becoming that amazing communicator, that leader that's very persuasive, that makes that big impact, then put them in the comments below. Just let me know. So one of the things that I found that have helped a lot of my clients and helped me too is to sharpen your skill set in terms of how you communicate. Now, oftentimes what I've noticed that happens when people don't trust their voice is that they just don't know what to say. They're not sure what to say. They're not sure how to say it. They're not sure when to say it and all of those things. So if you can learn how to sharpen how you communicate as a leader, this is something that will help you to start trusting your voice again. The way that you can do this is by, first, we talked about sharpening your communication skills. So I'll talk a bit more about that. This is what I talk about on my channel all day, every day. So join a couple of my lives or watch my live streams. There's a lot of lives on my channel, and you'll learn a lot more about sharpening your communication. But to take it a step further, trusting your voice, there has to be a certain level of confidence that has to be present for you to feel like you can trust your voice. Now, oftentimes you may not get that confidence if you don't know what you're talking about. And this is something that people on YouTube don't talk about necessarily when it comes to trusting your voice. There's a certain amount of confidence, authority that you need to have to help you move forward. And what does that look like? If you're in a leadership role, and as I mentioned before, this is a very serious conversation, serious topic. So if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I'm going to help you move forward on your journey. But one of the things that you can do is to start learning about your specific projects, your specific roles, and take that extra time to learn a bit more than everybody else. So when you're in those situations as a leader and you feel just hesitant, you're like, I don't know what I want to say, I'm not sure how to say it, then if you have a lot more insight and knowledge than everybody else in the room, then you will be able to start trusting your voice, because you will have that level of confidence to speak about any topic at any point in time. Now, I talked about this briefly yesterday. When you're going into your meetings, you should have some idea of what your meeting is about. If you're not quite sure what the meeting is about, you definitely want to watch my Think on Your Feet video. It's a live video. It has the most views on my channel to start thinking on your feet. But if you know what a meeting is going to be about, then take a few moments just to prepare in advance. All of these things I'm sharing with you will help you to start trusting your voice. We want you to start building up your confidence. And the best way to do it is not only sharpening your communication skills, but sharpening what you know in your mind. And that starts with doing a bit of research, taking a few moments just to prepare in advance about your meetings in terms of what you want to talk about. And then we can work on the communication part of it. Now, before I go into more about communication, let me see what's going on in the chat. All right, John Doe, thank you for the compliment. John Doe said, you seem like an elegant woman. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, John Doe. Let me know where you're joining from in this beautiful world today. Rivals Pro, welcome, welcome. John Doe. So, yes, I think one of the things that comes up oftentimes in the leadership realm is the I don't know what I want to say. Like, I'm not sure exactly what I want to say or how I want to say it. And one of the strategies I tell my clients to do when you're trying to figure out, like, what should I say? How should I say it? I'm going to tell you something that people are not talking about on YouTube. Are you ready? One of the topics, one of the strategies, one of the secrets that I share with my clients in a one-on-one setting in terms of how to really go to that next level when you're starting to build your confidence, but you don't know what to say, is to observe. Observing the room and observing everybody's interactions, how they're interacting with you and how they're interacting with other people and how they're interacting with everyone else is something that can absolutely help you to know what to say and when to say it. I know it sounds a bit odd, like how does observing, I thought I'm supposed to be working about speaking when I speak, but I will share with you from my over 20 years of experience as a C-suite director, as a manager, as an executive coach, a public speaker. I've spent time with congressional members. I've given congressional testimony in Florida State. You have to be able to start reading a room. And the only way you can read a room is by learning how to not speak as much, but be that person that really listens and really observes in terms of what is going on in the room. There may be a heated conversation or heated debate. Now, I've been in some very friendly conversations and I've been in some very contentious conversations. And I've talked about that on many of my lives, so check them out if you're interested in learning more about me. But when those situations happen, and let's say you are just the observer, you will learn a lot by everyone else's reactions, by how they are speaking and communicating. If you can be that person that is the calm, cool, and very collected person in your setting, then you will be in a situation where you will start trusting your voice because you are observing what everybody else is doing. And you know that if I say this person will probably listen based on the reactions that they're doing now. Or if I say this particular topic, this person may be upset. This is a secret that people do not talk about. The power of observation is so incredibly important for you to develop your executive presence, to move forward in your career, and to advance at that accelerated rate. I can't speak about it enough. It is something that I tell all of my clients, and especially in our one-on-one executive coaching sessions or executive strategy sessions, we talk about this. In the Real Executive Woman, which is my transformative leadership program, we talk about this. So trusting your voice as a leader is something that is incredibly important that you absolutely want to start doing. And the best ways for you to do it is to, one, start identifying what made you not trust your voice. Was it a situation that happened? Is it something that occurred that started to make you not trust your voice? And we talked about this a bit. Sometimes external things will happen and we may not trust ourselves based on what someone said to us. So we're having to work through that and build up our confidence again. The second strategy I recommend for you to do is to sharpen your communication, which my channel is all about sharpening your communication. So if you are at a place where you are serious about elevating yourself as a woman in leadership or in a leadership role, if you're not specifically in my target audience, I have plenty of videos here. And if you want to get some more customized support, then just contact me for an executive strategy session. I'll be able to provide you with some insight there. And sharpen your communication. The third strategy is to increase your knowledge base. Start not only to sharpen your communication, but sharpen what you know here. Start being that person that knows a lot about a little bit. And this is something I learned when I did a lot of reviewing of health policies and policies in general, is you have to have a sense of, you just have to know what's going on. You don't necessarily have to know every single thing, but knowing a little bit about a lot will take you a long way when you're trying to trust your voice. Because if you know some information, you will feel comfortable talking to other people about it. And that helps to build your confidence. And that, my leaders, will help you to start trusting your voice. The last thing that I mentioned to you in terms of sharpening your communication, we talked a bit about that. And the other part is to just make sure you are observing the room. Observing the room, even if you say nothing in a meeting, you can sit there and observe and learn a lot from what is going on in the room. So take a moment, feel free to write these strategies down that I shared with you. They will absolutely help you to start trusting your voice as a leader. Now, I do want to thank all of you who joined the live today. I appreciate your discussion. Those of you who didn't have any specific questions, I appreciate your support and being here. And if this information has been helpful to you, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I talk about executive communication, executive presence, those higher leadership skills and higher communication skills all the time on my channel. So if this has been insightful to you, feel free to let me know in the comments below. What strategy did you like the best? Which strategy do you feel like you probably need to start working on a bit? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want me to go into more detail on either one of these strategies, let me know. I'll be happy to do a video just for you, my leaders, and go into these topics more and provide you with some more insights, other aspects or other strategies that you may not have thought about to help you elevate yourselves as leaders in your communities, in your world, because the world, your community, your city, your town, your country, we all need leaders that know how to communicate and can really be very strategic in terms of how they communicate. And trusting your voice as a leader is at the very top of the list. That's one of the most important things that you will need to do. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Feel free to like this video if you like the content. It really does actually help it to get to more people. And feel free to subscribe to the channel. I would be happy to have you here and help you anywhere I can on your journey to give you some additional insights to help you start trusting your voice as a leader. So I probably am not going to be going live tomorrow. Tomorrow is a holiday here in the United States. It is 4th of July. So I most likely will not be going live, but I do want to share with you all, there's a few things that are going to be happening business-wise. I'm actually doing a bit more in terms of social media, doing more posts and etc. So I'm going to be doing a lot more polls to try to get an insight in terms of what are some of the topics that are really important to you as my viewers, whether you are in the Women in Leadership group that I directly provide executive coaching services to and etc. Or you are a follower or subscriber to my channel where you are just passionate about being able to elevate yourself as leaders and as communicators. I welcome you all as well. I really want everyone's feedback because I'm here to help you regardless of gender. I want to be able to support you on your journey and help you go to that next level regardless of where you are right now. Whether you're at the beginning of your leadership journey or perhaps you are more seasoned toward the end of your leadership journey, I'm here to help you and provide you with those very strategic, higher level ways to think about leadership and how you communicate with other people. So you'll see a lot more posts on my channel in terms of engagement, more polls. So please feel free to engage in the communities tab. So to provide me with your insight in terms of some topics that you're looking for and some insight that you want to learn a bit more about. You will see some changes happening to some of my landing pages that I have. They are going to be completely revamped. There's a few things happening on the back end. There's another software that I'm using that will be able to showcase a bit more information as it relates to some of the services. I know I've been asked that a couple times. How can I reach out to you? How can I get in contact with you? The ways you can reach out to me is via LinkedIn at Dr. Jacinta Lamantine, or you can contact me at Instagram at Excite Excellence. Those are great ways to reach out to me. And I want to make sure I present everything in a easy to access way for you all to learn different aspects of communication skills to help you advance. So you'll see some changes on my website. If you're currently on my email list, you are more than likely going to start seeing a major change there. It will not necessarily be coming from my current account. It will likely be coming from another CRM. So just be ready for that. It should be a lot more aesthetic. It should be a lot more engaging. And so there's just some big changes I'm doing here, not only online, but actually locally here in the state of Florida. So if you're in the state of Florida and you are wanting to receive some support, executive coaching, and really going to that next level on your journey as a woman in leadership, then let me know. I am here in the state of Florida and will be happy to provide you with some fantastic insight while you're here. So I'm looking forward to engaging with you all. I will see you all next week, and let me know what your thoughts are. Please vote on the polls. Let me know what I can do to help you and support you in topics that I can talk to you about that a lot of people probably are not talking about on YouTube, or they may be talking about it, but they're probably talking about it in more of a theoretical leadership model, hypotheses type of way. I don't do that. That's not something I do on my channel. I specifically share with you real strategies, real techniques, real scenarios that actually do happen in the wonderful world of leadership. So I look forward to seeing you all next week. I hope you all have a very safe weekend, regardless of where you are, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.